T. Clark here with the 2017 AP Computer Science A FRQ 1B. So we're still in the digits class, and we want to write the method is strictly increasing. So this method will return true if the elements in the digit list appear in strictly increasing order. Otherwise, it returns false. So what does strictly increasing mean? A list is considered strictly increasing if each element after the first is greater than but not equal to the preceding element. So it always gets better, bigger. It gets bigger and bigger. It never stays the same. It never goes down. So the following table shows the results of several calls to is strictly increasing. So if I have 7 is strictly increasing, that's true. If I have the digits 1, 3, 5, 6, that is strictly increasing, true. If I have the digits 1, 3, 3, 6, that is false because the 3, 3 is not increasing. It's the same. If I have 1, 5, 3, 6, obviously it's going down. 5, 3 is false. And if I have 6, 5, 3, 1, 0, that's obviously false as well. They're all going down, not increasing at all. So that's the directions on page 6. If I go down to page 7, it has the method header, no preconditions, and then the method declaration signature is I need to return a Boolean. So I need to return true or false. So that's the directions. I'm going to go over to my replit over here and work on it. So I know I need to loop through every element, every item in the list. So I'm going to set up my for list, like normal. So I start at 0. I'm going to say as long as I is less than the digit list dot size, I plus plus. So that's my starting for loop. And again, I still have access to everything from page 3. So I still have that digit list from the class. So going back to page 5, 6 with the directions. Okay, so I know I'm looping through and checking every item. And what I want to do actually is I want to start at after the first item. So I'm changing it to 1. So I'm saying in the directions it said each element after the first. So I'm only checking it after the first element. So how do I check it? I want to say if the current element, so if digit list dot get I, get because it's a array list, it's a list, so I need to do dot get. Same reason I did dot size here instead of dot length. I want to use the list methods. So if the current element is not greater than, so I'm switching my logic around. So if it's less than or equal to the previous element, so previous element would be I minus 1. And I call this the contrapositive logic. So I want to know if it's strictly increasing. That's what I want. So what I'm doing is I'm checking to see for the opposite. So I'm saying, is it not strictly increasing? So is it less than the previous one? Is the next one or the current one, so is this 5 in this case, less than or equal to the 3 before it? Because I only need to prove 1. Right here I know this 3, is this 3 less than or equal to the 3 before it? Yes. So I know it's false. So because I'm using the opposite logic, I know to return false because it's not strictly increasing. And then when I'm done with everything, after the loop, I can return true. So again, in the loop, I'm looking for the opposite logic. I'm not looking to see if it's strictly increasing. I'm looking for the one example where it's not strictly increasing, less than or equal to, not increasing, not greater than. And once I found it, that's the contrapositive logic. I return false. And then when I'm done with everything, done checking all of them, I know it's true. And one thing you may notice is because I'm saying get the current element, get I, and get the previous element is I minus 1. Because I have this minus 1 here, I need to have a positive 1 here no matter what. So when I set up the loop, I have to make sure the 1 here matches the minus 1 here, because if I had 0 up here, 0 minus 1 would be negative, and that would be out of bounds. So that's the AP FRQ for 2017 for Computer Science A, 1B.